Yo, it's your boy, Good Shop. So I got a good question in stream, and I kind of see this question being asked to a lot of streamers, and I see it like everywhere. So I kind of wanted to kind of jump in and kind of give my opinion on the situation. So the question is, how do you feel about marathon, and then what do you think will help with making it, better and stuff like that. So, as a Destiny 2 player that's been playing since day one, I've thoroughly enjoyed Marathon so far. Like, I don't want to kind of take away from that. I haven't really played extraction shooters like that in general, but this one is still pretty fun, right? It's high pace, it's high stress, and everything. I haven't played PvP in a really long time, so uh, you know, getting back into it and dusting off the skills and stuff like that has definitely been uh, it's been enjoyable for me so far. But the game I know does struggle, and I know it's going to continue to struggle. And it's one of the questions like, what would you do to kind of fix it or help it or something else like that, right? And you know, when the question was asked to me, I kind of gave like a quick spitball answer and whatnot. But when I sat back and actually thought about it for a little bit longer, that's when I was like, you know what? I could like let me like really think about this. So I don't know the direction that Bungie is going with this, but we know that instruction shooters are very niche. So I kind of feel like they probably have made some assumptions when they sent this game out. They know we had games like Escape from Tarkov and probably some other extraction shooters like Division Two. I played Division Two, so all been in Dark Zones and everything else like that. So um, yeah, the I think Astacross, said it the best here. It's like this game has the highest of highs and lowest of lows, and I think that's very, very prevalent. And I think that's what's kind of contributing to one of the biggest issues that's happening in the game right now, and that's player enjoyment. I'm enjoying the game right now because I really don't care about losing my loot or anything else like that. I'm just playing, trying to learn the game and kind of figure things out. Once I turn on hardcore mode, maybe I might feel a little bit different, but right now I'm just going in with my best and just trying to figure things out, from there because, you gain the loot just as fast as you lose it. So I'm not too concerned about it right now. Anyways, so the question was, what would you do to kind of fix it? So I think right now I want to start by answering the question of what I think is the biggest problem that Bungie's going to have with Marathon right now. And because it is an extraction shooter, and I think that they kind of already thought about this already, kind of deal. So I'm going to answer this question based off of what I would do, or how I would handle things, or how I would do things. So yes, launch the game. I would put everybody with everybody from the get go. You don't want to split lobbies or do anything else like that. Put everybody into the same pool, same category. And I'll probably do that for like the first month. So everyone can get into the game. It's super chaotic and everything. And then I would, after a month, kind of split the lobbies based off of loadout value. Because what you're going to end up running into is people joining the game or coming into the game. They're going to have the free sponsor kits. They're gonna have low gear or whatnot, and they're gonna load into a game. I know they got the beginner perimeter one, but once you're done with the tutorial, then you go to the regular perimeter. And I can't tell you how many times I've went into a perimeter game, um, and there's people with gold shields and gold guns and stuff like that. So you know, I know it's a high stakes, high reward type stuff, but like, let's be honest, you're a person with a sponsor kit is not going to beat anybody that's wearing gold gear like at all. So um, I think after a month, I will go ahead and start splitting the lobbies um, based off of financials. So I am gonna go. I'm going. I don't have a whiteboard. I don't have a whiteboard, but I'm going to use. I don't like really using paint, but I'm going to use my tablet, and I'm just going to just draw. I'm gonna for the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what I'm thinking about here. So, like starting off, right? We're gonna go with the different parts, right? So we have. Let's do these. This is white gear, right? Sorry, I'm not too familiar with this tablet altogether. Um, what is it? Blue afterwards, right? And then we have purple, right? We have purple, and then we have gold. I'll use this yellow. Yellow look nice, right? These are like your categories. And apologize, I am definitely not an artist at all. So we have these categories of um, our gear. And this gear tier level is just a representation of the financial cost of your loadout. So I think it's easier to kind of show boxes and pictures than it is to you know do numbers, stuff like that, right? So if I was to do this game, I would have all of these groups. They spawn all together. Doesn't really matter. High stakes, high rewards. But the idea here is that the the white tier, the white tier is never going to be able to defeat anybody with gold level stuff, right? Um, the player base with casual players, we're we're not top tier, right? We're we're not gonna do it, right? So I think in this case, I would go and probably break the lobbies like this. Apologize for not having straight lines in here, but if you look at it like this, right? Um, the numbers I'm gonna showcase here is not the actual values in the game. I really don't know the values of the game, so these numbers can change however they need to. But I just wanted to quickly showcase like what I'm thinking here. So let's say you're white at the very you have a zero, right? 0K um tier list. Like your sponsor kits is zero, right? And then let's say your blues are 5K, like all blues, 5K loadout ish kind of deal. And then your goals, you're looking at like 10K, right? So that means that, you know, this would be 2.5 and then this would be 7.5K, right? So I would say based on your starting loadout, you would load into one of these three categories. And when and I think that will kind of help the player enjoyment because this right here kind of has it built in sort of kind of the like player protection. So at a certain point, right, these content creators, streamers, people are going to go out there and say, "Hey, we're going to start carrying you through content." The the player enjoyment portion is coming from this area. New players coming in, they don't have everything, whatever else like that. So they're coming in trying to learn the game. But then you have people from, this territory, you know, loading in with them as well. And then they're just getting crapped on, right? So it's not fun, right? You're trying to go in here to you're trying to go, in this area to go in here to go in the white area to get greens and blues and maybe even purples, so that you can go into this area and then you can get more stuff, and then you can eventually upgrade and move over to this area, right? And then you can kind of think of these zones as like, you know, easy, medium, hard, right? And that's just based off of the AI that's in the environment. Uh, in that case, so that's kind of thing I'm thinking. So there's two ways that Bungie can go about doing this, right? They can do it by the average loadout costs, or they go off of the total value of your loadout costs. So if people go in with full free kits over here, right? I don't know why I'm not even touching it. They can go in with full free kits over here. But then you have like people who might load in over here, right? I think most gold level stuff is probably around 10K. I don't really know. From what I saw, it looked like it was 10K. But even if you did the average of 10K and then everyone else came in with free kits, right? The average of this is still going to be about 3K anyways. So people with gold tier items are not going to like drop down into this area. So it kind of makes it a little bit safer, a little bit easier, so people can come in and you know rebuild their stuff and whatnot. So I would break the lobbies up like that, like for example, and then so of course this kind of has built-in protection. These numbers, for the most part, like these can change um, at any point, right? Depending on what the actual value of the stuff is. If they did total value, then this would change a little bit. Sure. I think the only shell that should be able to bypass any of this is obviously the rook, and I think that should definitely be a gamble as well, right? And I would definitely weight the chances of a rook loading in. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bungie's probably already doing this. I don't know, right? I'm just assuming, guessing, and thinking about how I would do this, but you know, um, I would probably do from a rook perspective, what do 25, 35, 45. Is that 100? 45? Yeah. So, no, it's not 100. That is. Well, you kind of get the gist. Let me just make this like super like easy for myself because I'm over here embarrassing myself. So I would do like 20, um, 20, 30, 50, right? Do something like that. To kind of make it kind of the thing, right? The rook is kind of meant to rebuild your vault, strike rich, roll the riches and everything. Um, Separating the lobbies like this is going to do a number of things. For example, right? Um, if you keep loading in with free kits going here, the likely chances of you getting gold and purple items are like very low. I would, as Bungie, I would still like, pepper. I'm gonna do some pepper here. I will still pepper, high tier items in the map and stuff like that. I think we have like contested loot that everyone is kind of utilizing. So I'll still kind of pepper that in there so you can still strike it rich, make it big while you're in the area. But I would definitely split the lobbies like that so that when people come in and um, as they come in and they play the game, and they lose everything, right? And they come with a free kit, or maybe there's just players who are just going in here just to go and just try and complete quests and stuff like that, right? Ways around it, but you're not gonna strike it rich or make it big completing quests, but you can stock up on loot and everything else like that, so you can have a bigger, whoops, so you can have a better advantage when you go into here because you want the challenge and you want to go and fight people and do stuff. But um, that's the way I would do it. Like in that case, um, like later on, that's how I would do because, like I said, the biggest thing here is just player enjoyment. I play with family and friends, and I can definitely hear their frustrations when we just get completely crapped on by a team, and you know whether we go in fully kitted or like like the main thing here that a lot of people have in the game is that fear, that gear fear, right? you you have the fear of losing all of your stuff, and I'm gonna close this out now. They have the fear of losing all of their gear, and I think if you split the lobbies like that and you're starting loadout, if you want to get like guaranteed gold items, then you have to start off with purple and gold items to even get into that area. And then, may the best person win in that group. But then you might have that rook. A lot of people will start playing rook just to try and get into those lobbies for sure. Um, But like I said, I think that will kind of help with the player engagement or player enjoyment for the lower levels, as they're going in with free kits. And I also want to point out too, right, that we have these like sponsored kits. You get a free white one, you got a 2.5k green one, then you got a 4.0 like green one. I think later on, I haven't played the game that long, but maybe if they had a like 5k blue one here that you can purchase after you level everything up. I haven't played the game. Maybe that's already in there. Um, but that's just kind of like my ideas, my thoughts on that for now. So just kind of curious what you guys think. Hey, Shep, this is the stupidest idea I ever heard in my life, or you make sense. I would add this, I would add that. So I'm just kind of curious what you guys would think in regards to how we could help improve Marathon. I am one of those people that like I said, I played Destiny since day one, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the game that Bungie has put out, and I enjoyed Destiny very much. My son is playing Destiny, so I'm still playing it with him now. So even though the player count is going down, we're still trying to get through content with him and everything. But I'm definitely on the bandwagon of I don't want Marathon to fail. Um, so it's not like I'm going into this game like really wanting to like really like this game. Um, Destiny's been dry for a while. This game is fun. It may be fun for another month, and then I might just go play something else. We have a lot of games that are coming out, all different kind of games that are coming out, all different things that's happening. So there's not really a reason for me to come here and kind of like stick to playing this. If I get a squad that I play with on a regular, then I'll probably play this more often or whatnot. But um, I just wanted to just make a video. I got a YouTube channel, Good Ship 22. I'm just trying to just put content out there and just trying to put my mark on the world. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on that one. I will make a couple of the videos kind of talking about different aspects of marathon, but I also in cybersecurity, so I will also be answering a lot of cybersecurity questions, or probably talking about cybersecurity in general, like on this channel. So um, I'm a gamer. I do IT, so I'm gonna just do both. So if you guys are interested in that, come stop by the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next video.